that the research means
Call
to,
is now being recorded.
another thing is that the research means to find out truth. Yes. Okay. We are innovating new idea. Find out something in new. That is research. Okay. Research is the pursuit of truth with the help of this study. With the help of this study, a researcher must always study various articles, books. Okay. Without study, research cannot be do. Observation, the search for knowledge through objective and systematic method of finding solution to a problem or answer to a question in research. Then another thing is tells that the when we able to research something, we'll ask the question some. We will ask some question. Then another thing, when we research something, we also find out the truth. Okay. There is no guarantee that the researcher will always come out with a solution to put it in person's word. There is no shortcut to truth except through the gateway of systematic method. Okay. So this is the meaning of research. This is the meaning of research. Then another, we discuss the significance of research in business. Okay, write down or listen. The another thing point is industrial and economic activities have assumed huge dimensions. Huge dimensions. The size of modern business organizations indicates that managerial and administrative decisions can affect vast quantities of a capital and a large number of people and a number of people. Trial or error tremendously costly. Decisions must be quick but accurate and timely and should be objective. Research always based on the facts and reality thing. For the purpose of we find out the new thing. The second point is research being is interested in the one which is most effective in attaining the goals of the organization. The goals of the means we are finding truth. We are finding the actual fact. Okay. When we are researching business, we are finding the new idea of the business. Okay. We are giving the decisions for the business. The third point is a considerable number of business problems are some degree of success with the help of operations research. Conclusions by means of logical may use for this research identification of a new implementation, managerial functions of planning, forecasting, motivating, evaluation effectively. Evaluation effectively. The next point is research facilitated and business alternatives so as to formulate to improve. Okay, helps to find out new things. The next point is research and development. R&D, research and development helps discovery and innovation. Developing new products or modifying the existing product. That is also happens by through the research. By through the research. Developing new products or modifying existing products. By way of we change this by go through the research. The next point is the role of research in functional areas. Functional areas in the factory. Okay, functional areas like production, finance, human resource management, the important operations or functions of the business. Yes or no? Finance sector, production sector, finance sector, production sector, human resource management sector, marketing sector need not be overemphasized. Research not only established a relationship between different variables in each of these functional areas. Okay, in each of the functional areas. but also between these various functional areas. Next point is research is the must. Next point is research is must in the production area, product development, new and better way of producing goods, innovation of new technologies, cost reduction, improving product quality, work simplification, performance improvement, process improvement, etc. Okay, research in must in the production area, production development, new and better way of producing goods, innovation of new technology, cost reduction, improving product quality, work simplification, performance improvement, process improvement, also researched by the researcher. The next point is the purchase or material department uses research to frame alternative suitable policies. And then another activities area, that is material or purchase department. Material department. Material department also purchase the material. Yes or no? The material department also use the research work. Okay. Then last point is closely linked with production function in marketing function. Closely related. Marketing function is very much closely related. For what purpose? Now marketing also calculate the demand and supply, the interest of the customer. Yes or no? And also judgment the market conditions. That also find out by the researcher to go through the research work. Yes or no? What kind of goods is required by the market, that also find out by the researcher. Okay. So that is the importance of research in business. That is the importance of research. Without research, we cannot find the new idea into the various departments. So that who will find the new ideas for the business. So that is important for the business. Okay. Then discuss the type of research. Okay. A type of research. Yes. According to branch of knowledge, different branch of knowledge may broadly divided into two parts. Number one is life and physical science. Clearly listen. The research work also divided into two parts. Types of research also divided into two parts. That is, number one is life and physical science, such as botany, zoology, physics, and chemistry. Okay. Then second thing is social science. The research also go through. The second point is social science, such as political science, public administration, economic, sociology, commerce, and management. Research in this field is also broadly referred to as life and physical science research. Social science research, business, commerce and management. which are part of social science. Which are part of social science. Okay. Then, so that the research also divided into two parts. Number one is life and physical science, and another is social science. Yes, social science means science left the science. Another thing is go through the social science. Okay. Then business policy research is basically business policy research is basically wait a second. The research with policy implication. The result of such studies are used as indices for policy formulation and implementation. Number one, business history research. Business history research. Business history research is concerned with the past. Yes or no? History meaning to see the past, what happened. So business history research means to research with the past thing. For example, how was trade and commerce during the Mughal regime? Mughal regime. Then we compare Mughal regime and current current business uh, and current business status. Future past is a business status and current business status. We can compare. Then second is according to nature of data. According to nature of data, a simple dichotomous classification of research is quantitative research and qualitative research. Non-qualitative, quantitative research is variable based, whereas qualitative research is attributes based. Quantitative research is based on measurement. Based on measurement. Quantification of the phenomenon under study. In other words, it is a data-based and hence more objective and more popular. The third point is according to the coverage, according to the number of units covered, it can be macro study and micro study. Macro study is a study of the whole, whereas micro study is a study of the part. Okay, macro and micro. What is the difference? Macro means to study large. Okay. For example, working capital management in State Road Transport Corporation in India is a macro study. It is not a micro. It is a macro study. Okay. Whereas working capital management in Andhra Pradesh State Road Transport Corporation is the micro study. Alright. The another point is that according to utility and application depending upon the use of research results, whether it is contributing to the theory building or problem solving. Research can be basic and applied. Fundamental research. Basic research includes original investigation for the advancement of knowledge that does not have specific objectives. Sir, problems of sponsoring agencies. But applied research is also action research. Applied research. Two types of research. ठीक है? एक basic research and another is applied research. Basic research is pure, okay, theoretical, but applied research is a action research, constitutes research activity on problem posed by sponsoring agencies for the purpose of contributing to the solution of these problems. Okay, then we are discussing another thing, that is method of research. When we want to make a research, what method should be followed by the researcher? Okay, what method followed by the researcher? The first method is survey method. The first method is survey method. The dictionary meaning of survey is to observe. The dictionary meaning of the survey is to observe. That is called survey method. To look over, to study, to systematically investigate. Survey research is used to study large and small populations. Okay. The first point is, the first method is survey method. So any researcher do the work of research, like he must go through the survey. Survey means to look over, to study, okay, to observe, to systematically investigate. So that is the survey method. Then second point is observation. Observation means seeing or viewing. Seeing or viewing. Systematic viewing. Observation may therefore be defined as a system means to observe the survey. Okay. After survey, after investigation, we can observe that what should be given to us. So that is the observation method. We can observe it. Then third point is case method. CASC. The third point is case method. Case method of study is borrowed from medical science. Case method of study is borrowed from medical science, just like a patient. Yes or not? So, suppose if difficulty also faced by the patient. Okay. The doctor not find out the actual reason of the disease, but the doctor will provide a medicine. The doctor will provide a medicine. Then after, the doctor will observe the patient. That is observation method. Okay. First we survey what kind of patients are present in the hospital. Then one by one we can give the medicines and observe it. Yes. But case method also, this type of research that is borrowed from the medical science. Just like a patient, the case is intensively studied so as to diagnose and then prescribe a remedy. A farm or a unit is to be studied intensively with a view to finding our problem, differences, speciali- specialities, so as to suggest remedial. It is an in depth, in depth and intensive study of a unit or a problem under study. It is a comprehensive study of a farm or an industry or a social group or an episode or an accident or a process or a program or an institution or any other social unit. Then next point is historical method. Okay, historical method. When research is conducted on the basis of historical data, historical method tells that when research is conducted on the basis of historical data, the, okay, to some extent, all research is historical in nature because to a very large extent or that occurred in the past.
सर आपका आवाज नहीं आ रहा है।
So,
नहीं सर।
सुनाई दे रहा है ना?
हाँ सर
हेलो।
अब दिया पिछली बार। हाँ सर अब भी
अच्छा
सुनाई
अच्छा
दे रहा है, बाद में नहीं।
हाँ हाँ हाँ, ये नेटवर्क का प्रॉब्लम होता है ना, कभी कभी नेटवर्क भी छूट जाता है इसलिए सुनाई नहीं देता है।
ओके सर ठीक।
अच्छा, हिस्टोरिकल मेथड क्या है ना? हिस्टोरिकल मेथड है जी, वी डिपेंड ऑन द हिस्टोरिकल फैक्ट। ओके, टू सी द हिस्टोरिकल फैक्ट वी फाइंड आउट द फ्यूचर व्हाट हैपेंड और न्यू आइडिया। तो हिस्टोरिकल फैक्ट इज रिक्वायर्ड, like नहीं? In the past, any researcher research something, but you learn that. Then after you find out on the research, on the articles, a new idea. जी ये ऐसे किया था, ये प्रॉब्लम है, तो इसको चेंज करना पड़ेगा, ये चेंज करने से ये ठीक होगा। तो जैसे हमारा सोसाइटी बढ़ते जा रहा है, तो ऐसे भी रिसर्च भी चेंज हो रहा है, ठीक है कि नहीं? बट research also depend on the historical facts. Okay, then we discussed the difficulties in business research. What is the difficulties faced by the researcher? What is the difficulties faced by the researcher? The lack of scientific training in the business research methodology is a major problem. The lack of scientific training in the business. The research methodology is a major problem in our country. Many researchers take a leap in the dark without having a grip of our research methodology. They say, let out. So, in our country, most of the researchers so let something. Data नहीं मिल रहा है. Something data we find out. But data नहीं मिल रहा है. तो डाटा तो 100% होना चाहिए ना. तो क्या करेंगे? लेट कर देंगे. तो इससे हो रहा है. तो साइंटिफिक calculation but scientific data no present in our country. Then systematic training in business research methodology is a necessity. There is a paucity of competent researchers and research supervisors. Okay, research supervisors means research guide. Researcher को जो guide करता है, research guide. As a result, the research results many times do not reflect the reality. ठीक है, जब डाटा हम लेट करेंगे तो डाटा में प्योरिटी नहीं मिलेगा. तो ऐसे भी हमारा कंट्री में होता है रिसर्च. तो समथिंग लेक है. The third point, many of the business organizations are not research conscious. Through the research work. Okay, our country. That is the problem. And feel that investment in research is a wastage of research. Does not encourage research. तो सपोज बिजनेस में जो इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हैं, तो बिजनेस में इन्वेस्टमेंट करेंगे मतलब पहले हमको क्या करना पड़ेगा? पहले हमको रिसर्च करना पड़ेगा जी कौन सा सेक्टर में हम इन्वेस्टमेंट करेंगे. पोर्टफोलियो तैयारी करना पड़ेगा. ये पोर्टफोलियो इज ए रिसर्च. ओके, तो ये प्रिपरेशन करना पड़ेगा. तो मोस्ट ऑफ द बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस आर गो थ्रू द रिसर्च वर्क. तो ये बोलते हैं जी दैट इज द वेस्टेज एक्सपेंसेस. वेस्टेज. ओके, वी इन्वेस्ट in the business but without research. Okay, this they feel that. So many people largely depend on the customs. Large people depends on the customs, traditions, routine practices in their decisions making, as they feel that research does not have any useful purpose to serve in the management of their business. There are insufficient interactions between the university departments and business organizations, government departments, and research organizations. There should be some mechanism to develop university and industry interaction so that both can benefit. The academics can get ideas from the practitioners on what need to be researched upon, and the practitioner can apply the research results of the academics. The next is the secrecy of the business information is to the business organizations. Most of the business organization in our country do not part with information to researchers, except public sector organizations which have the culture of encouraging research. Many of the private sector organizations are not willing to provide the data. तो ये प्रॉब्लम होता है, ठीक है कि नहीं? क्या होता है ना, most of the organizations they are unable to provide the data to the researchers. The researcher do not get the data, he is unable to make the research work. Okay, so that is the problem. That is the problem. Then research plan. Then discussion करेंगे research plan. क्या है research plan? Now without a problem, research cannot be processed because there is a nothing to proceed from and proceed to research to perceive. देखो जब प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा ना, लाइफ में ऐसा है, देखो तुम्हारा जो कोई डिफिकल्टीज नहीं आएगा तो तुम न्यू आइडिया नहीं सोचोगे, न्यू आइडिया नहीं सोचोगे। तो ये जो है, तो व्हेन वी आर फेस्ड प्रॉब्लम, वी आर ऑल्सो फाइंड आउट द एक्शंस ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम, टू सॉल्व द प्रॉब्लम। यस और नॉट? तो प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, क्यों हम इसके बारे में सोचेंगे? तो रिसर्च करने के लिए प्रॉब्लम होना चाहिए, ठीक है कि नहीं? डिफिकल्टीज होना चाहिए। तो डिफिकल्टी होने के बाद हम सोचेंगे न्यू आइडिया। दैट इज रिसर्च, दैट इज रिसर्च। तो रिसर्च प्लान करेंगे मतलब रिसर्च प्रॉब्लम को भी अटेम्प्ट करना पड़ेगा। देन सोर्स ऑफ रिसर्च प्रॉब्लम, कौन सा सोर्स में हमको रिसर्च प्रॉब्लम मिलेगा? सोर्स ऑफ रिसर्च प्रॉब्लम, नंबर 1 पॉइंट इज बिजनेस प्रॉब्लम। नंबर 2 डे टू डे प्रॉब्लम, टेक्नोलॉजिकल प्रॉब्लम। देखो ये सब एरिया ऑफ प्रॉब्लम है, डे टू डे प्रॉब्लम ऑफ आवर लाइफ। ओके, फोर एरियाज, theory of one is own interest, books, dissertation, abstracts, articles। तो प्राप्ति हम इन्वेस्टिगेशन करेंगे। बट प्रैक्टिकल आर्टिकल्स, ठीक है, लिटरेचर, ये सब बुक पढ़ना है। तो दैट इज द सोर्स। ओके, देन जो रिसर्च हुआ है ये क्या बता रहा है? तो ये जो बता रहा है को हम लेके ऑब्जेक्टिव ड्रा करेंगे, ठीक है कि नहीं? क्या है इसी के ऊपर ये जो फाइंड आउट किया है ये फाइंड आउट का जो रिसर्च वर्क है, इसका ये प्रॉब्लम है। तो उनका उनका जो रिसर्च वर्क है, ये रिसर्च वर्क में उनका प्रॉब्लम फाइंड आउट करना है। वी कैन ड्रॉ दी ऑब्जेक्टिव। तो पहले किया, then meaning of hypothesis, then meaning of hypothesis, then meaning of hypothesis। hypothesis क्या है? hypothesis ड्रॉ करना है। hypothesis मतलब ट्रू और नॉट, ये सोचो, ट्रू और नॉट, ये प्रूव करना पड़ेगा। ठीक है कि नहीं? आज बारिश होगा, ठीक है कि नहीं? एक वाला बारिश होगा और एक वाला बारिश नहीं होगा। तो ये जो वन वाला जो बारिश होगा, ये प्रूव करना पड़ेगा जो कि ये वाला है बारिश होगा। तो ये देगा उनका स्टेटमेंट। और दूसरा आदमी बोला आज बारिश नहीं होगा, ठीक है, उनका भी स्टेटमेंट देना पड़ेगा। तो ये प्रूव करना पड़ेगा। ठीक है, इससे नॉलेज रेन। तो ये जो हाइपोथेसिस ड्रॉ करेंगे, इसको प्रूव करना पड़ेगा। तो प्रूव करने के लिए हमको वेरियस मेथड्स, जैसे हमको मेथड्स ऑफ रिसर्च है, जैसे हमको मेथड चूज करना पड़ेगा। कौन सा मेथड यूज करके हमको कैलकुलेशन करना पड़ेगा, ये है। ठीक है कि नहीं? तो हमको ऑब्जेक्टिव ड्रॉ करने के बाद हमको हाइपोथेसिस ड्रॉ करना पड़ेगा। ठीक है, हाइपोथेसिस ड्रॉ करना टाइसिस। फर्स्ट हाइपोथेसिस एक्सप्लेनेटरी हाइपोथेसिस, एक्सप्लेन करना पड़ेगा। डेस्क्रिप्टिव हाइपोथेसिस, इसको डिस्क्राइब करना पड़ेगा। ठीक है, एनालॉजी बेसिस ऑफ सिमिलैरिटीज, इट इज कॉल्ड एज एनालॉजिकल हाइपोथेसिस। देन वर्किंग हाइपोथेसिस, देन नूल हाइपोथेसिस। तो ये सब, ठीक है कि नहीं? इसको पढ़ना है ध्यान देके। तो ये हाइपोथेसिस को हमको डिस्क्राइब करना है, हमको प्रूव करना है। ठीक है, देन आफ्टर वी कैन फाइंड आउट द एक्चुअल, डिस्कशन करेंगे जी दी एज ए गुड और बैडली। एज ए गुड empirically a hypothesis are, okay, the tradition also by different name, so the research outline, plan, blueprint. In the words of Fred and words of the Carlinger, it is in a plan, structure, and strategy of investigation concerned so as to obtain answer to research questions and control variances. जैसे हमको डाटा मिल जाएगा ना, तो डाटा को टेबुलेशन करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है कि नहीं? डाटा को टेबुलेशन करना पड़ेगा। जो लार्ज डाटा है इसको स्मॉल डाटा करना पड़ेगा। तो ये सब रिसर्च में है, इसको बोलते हैं रिसर्च डिजाइन, ठीक है? Data and the beginning, this plan or design is generally vague and tentative. It undergoes many modifications and changes as the study progresses and insights into the deep end. The working out of the plan consists of making a what, why, who. बिजनेस मैनेजमेंट में प्लान पढ़ते हैं, बिजनेस प्लान पड़ेगा। what research should be made, where what place we should make the research work, okay, why, किस लिए करेंगे, who will do this research work, and how. Then another thing is functions of research design. Number one, it provides a researcher with a blueprint for studying research questions. For studying research questions. These questions helps the investigator to channel his energies in a scientific direction. Third number is it enables the investigator. Investigator means who will investigate the data, who will find out the primary data. That is called investigator. Okay. It enables the investigator to anticipate potential problems in the implementation of this study. The last point is the common function of designs is to assist the investigator in proving it. So two types of data should be collected by the researcher. Two types of data. Okay? एक primary data and the another is secondary data. When we collect the primary data, we can investigate, we can prepare the questionnaire, okay, we can protect the printout of blueprint of the questionnaire, then go the place and find out the data. Then another data, that is secondary data, we can find out that data are kept, that data are researched. Okay, the data are kept for another research. Like nahi, we cannot prepare for that a questionnaire. We cannot investigate the data. The data can be collected from the books, various sites, etc. Various books and sites, etc. Okay. That is primary data and the secondary data. Okay. Then another thing is sampling. Sampling. बहुत सारा हमको डाटा मिलता है, हमको सैम्पलिंग करना पड़ता है. रिसर्च करेंगे तो मंडी है, मंडी, ठीक है कि नहीं? मंडी में जो धान बेचते हैं ना, तो ये क्या करता है, पैकेट में तो है पेडी, लेकिन इसको सैंपलिंग करना पड़ेगा. जैसे सैंपलिंग करते हैं ना, तो इसे हमको भी डाटा, जो लार्ज डाटा है, ये लार्ज डाटा में हम सैंपलिंग करके डाटा लेंगे, सैंपलिंग करके डाटा लेंगे. ये सैंपलिंग, इतना सारा डाटा को हम एनालाइसिस नहीं कर सकते हैं, हमको सैंपलिंग करना पड़ेगा, चूज करके डाटा लेना पड़ेगा. ये है सैंपलिंग रिसर्च में, ठीक है? देन लास्ट डिस्कशन इज today's last discussion, that is essential of a good sample. It is important that the sampling results must reflect the characteristics of the problems. Therefore, while selecting the sample from the population under the investigation, ensure that the sample has two following characteristics. Number one, a sample must be present a true picture of the population from which it's drawn. Second is a sample must be unblazed. A sample must be unblazed by the sampling procedure. Third point is a sample must be taken at a random so that every member of the population data has to be equal and chance of selection. जैसे तुम स्टैटिस्टिक्स में पढ़ते थे, प्रोबेबिलिटी, चांसेस ऑफ ड्रॉन. ओके, so that is sampling. A sample must be accurate and complete. A sample must be accurate and complete. Okay. Today class is khatam. Then block 1 is completed. What is the meaning of research? Kind of research, types of draw objectives, hypothesis, and another sampling. Then another point is discussed, essential of sampling. Okay, that is the important. We can read out in your book, read out from your book. Then after any problem faced by you, you can ask question next class. Okay. अच्छा, आलोक, क्या नाम है तुम्हारा? आलोक. तो आर यू ऑनलाइन आलोक? आशीष?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am online, sir.
अच्छा अच्छा, आशीष, मैत्री?
Yes, sir.
ओके ओके. अनमोल? अनमोल नाम है क्या? अनमोल, यू आर ऑनलाइन? ओके. तो कल भी क्लास है, कल डिस्कशन करेंगे, ठीक है? नेक्स्ट क्लास डिस्कशन करेंगे प्रोसेसिंग ऑफ डाटा, ब्लॉक 2, यूनिट 6, प्रोसेसिंग ऑफ डाटा, ठीक है? तो आज जब पढ़ाया है
Okay,
ये
sir.
तुम खुद बुक में देख के पढ़ना है, ठीक है। यू आर finding some problem or you are not understand the, you can ask me in the next class, और लास्ट में एक डाउट क्लियरिंग क्लास होगा, यू कैन आस्क ऑन दी डाउट क्लियरिंग क्लास। ओके,
Okay,
थैंक
sir.
यू टू अटेंड द क्लास। आज अभी क्लास खत्म कर देंगे, नेक्स्ट टुमारो विल बी दिस टाइम में क्लास होगा, ऑल आर ज्वाइन। ओके,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
थैंक यू।